Time for the daily edition of Litter Media Live on this January 22nd of 2026. Welcome to a Thursday. I'm Dan Ramey. He is Aaron Glandon.
I am.
Yes, he is.
I've been him.
Ever since you were born.
Yes.
Yes. Didn't come out with a beard, though. Not looking like this.
I did come out with the hair.
But not, was it that long?
No.
Okay.
I had more than you when I came out.
Well, this is how I came out. It just wasn't gray. What I do have, at least. The weather is a main issue. It's going to be our lead story here in just a bit, but we want to go through the forecast for you, what to expect. Increasing cloud cover, much colder temperatures arriving overnight tonight. Temperatures will drop through the day tomorrow. Friday, temperature around 27, 25, and as you can see on the graph, it's going to dip down into the single digits by Saturday morning. And we'll have mid-afternoon temperatures in the teens, chance of snow late, accumulating snow overnight into the day on Sunday, temperatures in the teens, and Monday continued cold as temperatures drop to 0 or below by nightfall.
Very cold.
I hope you've got gloves. And
I do.
winter
I have
coats.
some in my car, actually.
Is that right? It's a good place for them because you might need them this weekend.
I probably will. I'll be itchy if I don't wear them.
That's true. You know, I have noticed my hands this year have been drier than they ever have. I've had to use some lotion on them to make sure that they not are smooth and moist, but just because I hate having stuff on my fingers.
Yeah.
You know, it just bugs me. And I think that goes back to the days when I used to wear contacts and I didn't want to have something on my fingers if I had to touch a contact.
Right.
So some of us are particular like that. I was that particular guy. All right, coming up in a moment, we will talk more about the forecast and other things happening that are making news for us today here on Litter Media. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Pain was interfering with Tiffany's active lifestyle. Same-day hip replacement at the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute got her back to the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
If you want to find all the stories that we have to share with you, you need to check out our website, littermedia.com. It's got beneficial news that you can use that we put on there just about every day. And if you don't find what you're looking for on our website, you can look in the upper right-hand corner with links to our X, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and Litter Media Radio.
And some of what we're going to share is on our Facebook page today. And this came to us from the Ross County Commissioners releasing a message from the Ross County Emergency Management Agency in regards to the expected winter storm and the potential for a significant amount of snow and possible ice accumulation. Preparation is key, and between the efforts of the Ohio Department of Transportation, Ross County Engineer's Office, the Township Road Departments, they've all orchestrated to ensure roadways will be passable. But remember, the way this snow and ice may arrive, you can expect the local sheriff's offices to put out the snow level emergency information, which Jackson had to do yesterday. I was on my way home, and they were up to a level 2, and I'm like, what the heck is going on in Jackson County? And it was much more treacherous than what we were receiving. That light rain had turned into ice and snow over there. So even Eastern Pike County had some issues. But just to remind you what they are, Level 1, advising caution for icy blowing snow. Level 2, urging only necessary travel as roads become extremely hazardous. And Level 3, closing most roads to non-emergency personnel due to treacherous conditions, with violators facing potential arrest. Now, we don't want you to suffer through that.
No.
And if you're traveling this weekend, travel prepared. Make sure you've got plenty of gas in your tank, because as the temperature gets low, if you've got like an eighth of a tank, you run the risk of fuel line freeze up. Mm-hmm. You don't want that to happen. So go ahead and fill up your gas tank. Be ready. If you've not been to the grocery store yet, start getting that taken care of. Yeah. Don't wait until Saturday night to do it.
Yeah.
And so just take all those necessary precautions, because they're talking that we could see 8 inches of snow here in Ross County. A little further south, it could be a foot, maybe more. And
we might not be here Monday, folks.
It's a widespread. Now, you live in town. You should be fine.
I'll walk here Monday, folks.
I did that one year. When I lived up on Carlisle Hill, I walked to the radio station because you couldn't move the snow.
Yeah.
We had set, the neighbor and myself, we had positioned our cars and put a bank of snow on the left side of our cars, because up on the hill, that wind would whip across there. So we thought, here's the deal. Let's put this bank of snow on this side of our cars, and when the wind hits it, it'll blow over the car.
Yeah.
So we got a nice little windbreak to get us out of there. What we didn't anticipate was there would be no wind, and 10 more inches of snow came straight down.
That'll do it.
So in order to get to the radio station, I said, well, got my boots. Here I go.
If Dan tells me to walk here Monday, don't expect a show. I'll just say that.
May have to do it live from my house, providing I have power and I have the internet.
There you go.
As well.
But we'll try to be here.
Yes.
The Ross County Soil and Water Conservation District's Heather Cunningham and Brice Actin were in studio yesterday to talk about the tree and fish sales, which are currently underway. Cunningham says their office partners with the Athens County District Office for the tree packets.
And most of the time, the quantities, you get like 20 to 25 trees in a bundle. Mm-hmm. So when you order a Virginia pine, you get 20 of those Virginia pine seedlings. And those are all prepackaged. So they all take care of that down there. So I think prior to doing that, we actually purchased from our own nursery because we had to obtain a nursery license. And we no longer have to do that because we are not purchasing directly from them. So that's changed over the years.
Sure.
And as it relates to conservation, they're native trees to this area. Mm-hmm. And then they put together, there's a wildlife package that, really is catered to making sure the tree has a barrier or something like that for the wildlife. Or in our world, a riparian buffer is a big thing. It's trees along a creek. To limit erosion. So there's, a wet feet package, the trees that could go into that area. Let's slow down that erosion. They all have their purpose. You go into the pines and those conifer type trees, and, that's going to be that soil or wind erosion, so we can slow that down with a conifer tree. So it is a lot of, it is geared towards conservation, but at the end of the day, it just encourages the planting of more trees.
Trees from black walnut to black cherry, maple and oak trees, fruit trees, and various pines are available. Among the fish species are channel catfish, bluegill, perch, sunfish, minnows, Japanese koi, and more. Deadlines for orders are February 13th for trees and March 13th for fish. You can catch the interview in its entirety on our YouTube channel and in the videos section of our Facebook page.
Among the stories on littermedia.com today, on Tuesday, Ohio Representative Mark Johnson introduced a bill to name the bridge spanning the Scioto River on Ohio 207 in the memory of Correction Officer Andrew Lansing, who was killed by an inmate to the Ross Correctional Institution. This was past Christmas of 2024 is when this happened. House Bill 651 proposes to name the bridge Sergeant Andrew Lansing Memorial Bridge. The bill now heads to the House Committee for review. Last November, Andy's Law was passed by the Ohio House and has now been introduced to the Ohio Senate for review. The law enhances the protection of correctional facility employees and reduces inmate drug possession within Ohio's prisons. Johnson also introduced a bill earlier this month that would create a specialty license plate for the Chillicothe Paints. So an opportunity to, and the monies from that go to various agencies, from breast cancer to taking care of kids and all kinds of things. So again, these two bills, the one for naming the bridge and also for the Chillicothe Paints license plate, they've at least been introduced. It's now up to the House to review, the House committee to weigh out, and then they vote on it, and then it goes to the Senate, and then the Senate goes through that same process. So that's what, it takes a while to get a bill through, but those things are in the works.
Right.
You can read more at littermedia.com.
Yes, you can. You can also read about this one at littermedia.com. More than 36 million fish were introduced to Ohio's waterways in 2025 by the Department of Natural Resources. That included 11 different species of fish that were stocked in 233 locations. There will be an open house at several fish hatcheries around Ohio this spring, including Kincaid near Pike Lake State Park in Latham on April 18th and in London on April 25th. The hours will be 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And you've been to one of these before, haven't you?
Yes. In fact, you've got the B-roll here. There is Kincaid State Fish Hatchery. It's just down the road from my house and about 10 miles away. But here's a look at all the trout that is there. They were putting in there, Bill McKee was the fellow I was talking with that day, into this fish hatchery tanker truck. And they could fit about 3,000 trout in there, and the trout were 12 to 15 inches long. So they were ready to rock and roll for lakes across Ohio. And Kincaid was one of the fish hatcheries that does this. It's really neat to be able to go in and see how they raise these fish, how they care for the fish. There are ponds outside, as you see right there as well. But inside is where they do a lot of the work. And those runways right there is where the fish are in. Of course, they've got the muskie that they grow there. And I was talking with the folks from the Soil and Water Conservation District yesterday about the jar of eggs. I don't know if you have that in this piece right here, but
I think it is coming up later.
There is a jar of eggs. Oh, here you go. And there's like 1 million eggs right here. They're guesstimating 1 million eggs. And then, of course, they will have those fertilized. And next thing you know, they become fish.
Yeah.
They raise them right there down at the Kincaid Fish Hatchery. Very neat. So if you've never been there, make sure you go check it out. April 18th. And they do this over in London as well. And that open house again on April 25th. Governor Mike DeWine launched the OhioSEE program yesterday, which he originally announced last September. Well, now it's a real deal. The pilot program will serve 15 high-need counties where ODH found that, that's the Ohio Department of Health, found that 80% of children who are identified through a vision screening as needing additional vision care, and they don't receive it. OhioSEE brings vision services, including comprehensive eye exams and, if needed, glasses to kindergarten through third grade students right in their school. Jackson and Ross counties are among the 15 OhioSEE counties being served. You can get more details when you log on to our website, littermedia.com. I will tell you that I first had to wear glasses in elementary school, and one of the pictures, I don't think you had it there, but in the story, they have one of the kids putting glasses on and seeing clearly for the first time. And I remember that feeling and what it was like. And then I went for a couple more years, decided, they're a waste of time. I'm not wearing my glasses. And I would find a way to sit towards the front of the class so I could see the board. But then come junior high, it was time to forget about all that. You got to pass these courses, buddy. So that's where these things came in on a regular basis for me. You've been wearing glasses all your life too?
Since third grade.
Yep. So, and he was a straight A student. It made a big difference.
I was.
So there you go.
Yeah. The Scioto Society, producers of the outdoor drama Tecumseh. Scioto Society is hard to say.
Straight A student, he just can't speak.
The Scioto Society. They're looking for new board members. The commitment is for 2 years. This board meets for 4 times per year. Members will help with setting budgets, be active in fundraising efforts, and help. See, you got me all messed up. And stop laughing at me. And they'll help shape Tecumseh for the next 50 years. You can apply by email to producer@tecumsehdrama.com.
Brandon Smith will be very proud of how you delivered that message along the way there. Pike Pet Pals Doghouse event has been rescheduled due to this impending storm that we're expecting this weekend. It was supposed to be Saturday, but now they've pushed it back to February 7th at the Pike County Fairgrounds. It'll be there in Piketon from 2 until 5 p.m. on February 7th after they've pushed all the snow out of the way. A happy birthday today to one of our fine sponsors, Keegan Rathkamp. I don't know how old Keegan is. I'm going to guess he's probably close to, but I'm not going to say the age, just due to the fact I remember him as an athlete at Chillicothe High School. Of course, he's a member of the Hall of Fame there at CHS, as well as Shawnee State for his cross-country running capabilities. So congratulations and happy birthday to Keegan Rathkamp. All right, coming up in a moment, sports is next. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor for more than 40 years. They're closing in on 50 years of taking care of the heating, cooling, and plumbing needs across our part of Ohio. They've expanded as well greatly up to Columbus, all the way down to the Ohio River, from Dayton over to Athens. You want to find out more about their service territories and what they can do for you, including putting in a whole home generator? Just contact them by clicking on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com. Takes you to their website. That's accuratehvac.com.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Now that's one fast mower. Take command of your lawn with Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
The Pike County Career and Technology Center provides hands-on, skilled trades training with engaging curriculums and endless possibilities. From automotive technology, carpentry, business management, to culinary arts and interactive media. From electricity, welding, HVAC, engineering, and medical technology to pre-nursing, basic food service, and public safety. We're preparing our youth for America's workforce through today's technology. To learn more about Pike County CTC, visit pikectc.org.
At Tomlinson Insurance, we've been protecting families, farms, and businesses since 1853. From auto, home, farm, life, or health, we tailor coverage that fits your world. With multiple carriers to meet your insurance needs, Real people, real service, local agents who can answer the phone and care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old. Time now for sports, and don't forget you can always check out the Haynes-Stowe Healthcare Center High School Scoreboard. It is available for your perusal at littermedia.com, which I do not have in front of me right now. So let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. We can tell you that there were a number of games played yesterday, and usually Wednesday's not a big night for a lot of high school basketball, but they did play some. That included Circleville picking up a win over Sheridan, 48-42. Nelsonville York over Miller, and Kip Columbus a winner over Wellington School. On the girls' side of things, Crooksville was a winner over Millersport. And non-conference basketball, Miami Trace defeated Chillicothe 62-21. Hillsborough over Courthouse 49-46. The McLean at Jackson game was postponed. Fairland picked up a win, and so did Eastern Pike. So you can find out more when you log on to littermedia.com. And there will be more games played tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday. And some of those games being played on Saturday have been moved up already. They've decided, let's avoid the storm, so let's move it up. And that includes Circleville and Logan Elm, as they will meet Saturday afternoon, inducting 4 new members of their Athletic Hall of Fame. Leading the way is former head football coach Keith Downing, Nate Keaton, also Drew Clannon, and Bobby Robinson. Because of the impending winter storm, they are starting their triple header. So the freshman game will start at noon. That'll get the JV game done around 2:30 or so. And then, of course, they'll have the induction ceremony in between the JV and the varsity games. So make sure that you get there in time if you want to be able to see that. Again, you want to get in place probably by 2 o'clock, I would think, to make sure you're there to not miss one iota.
Absolutely. Chillicothe will host Jackson tonight in their final home wrestling match. It's senior night, and the wrestling alumni are going to get free admission. Mm-hmm. That's all hitting the mats at 6 p.m. tonight. That's in Hatton Gym. The OSU women, they're back in action tonight against Indiana. They'll be hosting Indiana. Peacock is going to have the coverage for that one. The Blue Jackets are going to host the Dallas Stars tonight, looking to get back on the winning track because they had won, 5 straight? Before losing to the Senators?
I know they won 4. I think they were going for their 5th straight win.
Okay.
Then they lost to the Senators.
Either way, they messed up and they need to get back on track.
Yes.
The Cleveland Cavaliers, last night they defeated the Charlotte Hornets 94-87. Cavs are now 25-20 and will host the Sacramento Kings tomorrow night.
I tuned into this game towards the, I guess it was midway of the third quarter. Cavs had like a 22-point lead, and I was working on the show script for today during the game, and as I kept looking up at the TV every once in a while, going back to what I'm doing, and I'm seeing it go from 22 to 16, 8. And I'm like, are they going to get beat here? This team's only won like 13 games this year.
But they pulled through.
They did make it to the end. All right, coming up in a moment, this date in history. And we do want to tell you that coming up about noon today, we will have another special edition of Litter Media Live with Amber Johnson. She's got a book that she's written. We'll learn more. Haven't seen Amber for a while. She used to come into the radio station when we did things. And that's been a number of years ago. And so she will explain coming up about 12 o'clock today.
Yes. Coming up next, this date in history. But first, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. Online all the time. Customer payments, account information, and more. You can log on at litterpropane.com.
Tecumseh. Fascinating. Captivating. Mesmerizing. Tecumseh.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
It is time for this date in history, and as we go back to 1986, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which we can see up in Cleveland. This is the best image we could come up with for what this building was built and opened in 1995. But you had to have a class to put into the Hall of Fame, and they did so. Chuck Berry, Fats Domino, and Elvis Presley among the initial members of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Since then, there are nearly 400 members in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You ever been to it?
I have not.
You've not?
No.
You liking classic rock, you need to go up and check this out.
I do.
I don't know if some of your, what was the King Whammy Lizard and all the, what was the name of that band?
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard?
I don't know that
I don't think they're in there.
Attained Hall of Fame status just yet.
Someday.
Yeah. Perhaps. It took Foreigner forever to get in. Forever. I mean, they just got in like 2 years ago, I think. Something like that. And probably should have been way before that. But the 2025 list of inductees include Bad Company, Feel Like Making Love, Rock and Roll Fantasy.
Bad Company.
You ever heard of Carol Kay?
Yeah, The Beat Goes On, Mission Impossible theme.
Who sang The Beat Goes On? When you hear the bass line, dum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. That was Carol Kay. She played that.
Who's singing?
Sonny and Cher.
Okay.
Yes. And, of course, she was also involved with dun, 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 dun. The Mission Impossible thing.
Yeah, I know that one.
Made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this past year. Chubby Checker, of course, The Twists, followed up by The Twist again. Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Time After Time. Joe Cocker, one of my favorite singers for It's All Right, Feeling All Right. I like that song. And he puts his whole heart into it. But he also had You Are So Beautiful, which is kind of scratchy, and it was really cool to hear him sing that. Larry Warrenker, I think is how you say his name, Warrenker, producer for James Taylor, Randy Newman, Dwight Yoakam, and Nicky Hopkins, a studio pianist for The Who and the Rolling Stones. Outkast.
I know Outkast.
Shake It Like a Polaroid.
Yeah.
And Hey Ya. Salt and Pepper. Remember Salt and Pepper?
Yes.
Push It. Let's Talk About Sex. They actually had that. You know that?
Yeah.
The
song.
title?
I know the song, yeah.
Okay, you just don't know about the rest of it. Soundgarden. Louder Than Love. I was never a big Soundgarden fan.
I like Black Hole Sun a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
Tom Bell. I'll Be Around. The Spinners.
Don't know it.
I'll Be Around. Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London.
I do know that one.
And I'd never heard of the White Stripes before. But they're into
you
the
have.
Iggy Pop type stuff.
You know the White Stripes.
I do?
You've heard of them.
Can you?
Don't they do Seven Nation Army?
I don't know.
I think they do Seven Nation Army.
I don't know.
Look that up.
We'll do
and
that.
I'll tell you about
We'll do that
what
after the
days it
show.
is. Today, January 22nd, it's Blonde Brownie Day. You ever had a blonde brownie?
What's a blonde brownie?
It's a blondie. It's usually just not chocolate.
My sister had blonde hair, and she was a brownie back when she was a kid.
Like a Browns fan?
No, like a pre-Girl Scout brownie.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that was.
My brother Mike was in all the pictures of the brownie troops because Mom was there, and he wasn't old enough to be a Cub Scout yet. So we always joked that Mike was in the brownies. But then later I have visual evidence and proof that he was indeed in the Boy Scouts.
Good story.
Yes.
Celebration of Life Day, Polka Dot Day, and Sanctity of Human Life Day.
Polka Dot Day.
Yes. Named after the polka dance. Did you know that?
I had a feeling. Frankie Yankovic was performing at the German Village Oktoberfest back in the 90s when I was working in Columbus Radio. That is Weird Al's father, I believe, or uncle. Frankie Yankovic.
Yeah.
With the accordion. Played a lot of polka music.
Yeah.
And I actually heard it live.
And do you know who popularized polka dots in the United States?
It would be the itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini.
No, this was before that. 1928.
Really?
Minnie Mouse.
Ah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yes. With the bow in her hair and her dress.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's a look at the program today. Anything else you want to throw in?
I'm pretty sure the White Stripes did Seven Nation Army. I don't know why you won't look it up. You don't want to prove me right on the show.
No, I have found better things to do with my time. And that includes getting ready for our next interview coming up at about noon today with Amber Johnson. It used to be Gintner, but she got married. So, Amber, we'll see you in a bit. And don't forget, we had a conversation earlier today with United Way Ross County. That's available now on our YouTube channel as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you soon on another edition of Litter Media Live.